What's going on, y'all? Another episode of Walking and Talking. I've been getting a lot of, comments about my hair. A lot of people interested in getting dreadlocks and things of that such, and what you should do, how you should start, what type of hair texture. If you have a good stylist, they'll be able to work with you. Okay. If you know me, I used to have regular hair before I started YouTube. I used to do the perm shit, but then for a few years I stopped doing that shit. Okay. And I let my hair get back to the natural texture, which really wasn't that far from my perm. It was just to control my edges and shit, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I personally decided to get my dreads because I was tired of putting them in my hair in a ponytail, or my braids and stuff like that, pulling on my edges. And it's an easy hairstyle for me to upkeep. So one of my main thing was, when I used to see people get dreads, especially when I was younger, they always start off really, really small. So I thought that, I would have to cut my hair, and I have long hair. I've had long hair before I got my dreads, and if I was to take my dreads down somehow, my shit will be really long, okay? Because my hair has really grown. But I just didn't want to cut my hair. I thought that's what I would have had to do, but I went, looked up some stuff about dreadlocks and the different types, and I found a good stylist, and he told me, you don't have to cut your hair. And actually, it's better when it's length to your hair, okay, to lock in everything of that such. It doesn't matter which texture you have, because white people get dreads too, but it's going to take a minute, okay? So I did that, and, depending on what type of dress you want, you have to look it up because it's different types. Sister lock, sometimes they do interlock when the dreads start thinning, and they intertwine the locks together. But other than that, usually you have your stylist will probably do a coil. That's the type that I got. Literally just taking a comb and twisting it, while the hair is wet. Put the little coconut oil or whatever on there, the wax, and let it set. Then you come back like every 2 weeks, especially once you get it done, to do maintenance, get it washed, and get it retwisted. And if you have a good stylist, they're not gonna do it so tight that it fucks up your hair, your roots and stuff. And it's going to go with your curl pattern. Okay, you have different curl textures and stuff like that, curl patterns. A good stylist will do it towards your curl pattern. I've been growing my hair out for 2.5 years so far. April, actually more than 2.5 years, because April, is it 2.5 years? Well, bitch, whenever April get here, it'll be 3 years, okay? And because of the texture of my hair, it's very soft, very curly, I didn't think that it was gonna lock, okay? But once it started locking like around the 3rd week that I got it. So no matter what texture, you should be able to get it, okay? Depending on your stylist. And my thing is, you have to do your research with everything. And it's a tedious task because you're gonna have to get it, maintenance, washed and all that stuff every 2 weeks or so, so it can keep up. And you have to be consistent with it, okay? If you got shorter hair, or even if you got longer hair, it's gonna like shrink up, just like natural hair does. It shrinks up, and depending on the length of your hair, you're gonna go through an ugly phase, okay? Meaning that your shits is gonna look so small, you look hideous a little bit, but don't worry because that means you're on the right track, okay? You're gonna get a little bit of budding, sometimes the locks, get disjointed a little bit, but if your stylist notices it, he can fix it. He or she may be able to fix it. But other than that, if you really, really want locks, go ahead and get it. But just know locks is a permanent thing, okay? So you have to really have it set in your mind that this is what you're going to dedicate your life to until you feel like you want to cut them off, okay? It's not like twists. And I say, if you never had like braids or anything in the range of locks, I say start off with some twists, you know, and see how you like it, okay? And because to me, having a twist, they kind of similar, you know, to locks, but you can take them down. So just get the twist and see how that is first. And if you like that, then you can go ahead and get the locks if you're sure, okay? But it's good for me, okay? So many different hairstyles, you know, and I hope this answered your question, you know? Anything else, just put down in the comments. And I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your holiday.